Good morning and welcome to my channel, PawfectPastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Amo, and I live in Dorset in the southwest of England with my husband and my two dogs. And Willie's on her usual bed over there. She's getting quite a fan club. And Grinny's under my desk here. So if you hear any funny noises, it might be her rustling around underneath. If you are a regular viewer and a subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. It's lovely to have you here. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. There goes Gwynny. You're very welcome. Please consider liking and subscribing so that you get notification when I post again. If you like what you see, that is. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just have a nice come and have a nice cup of tea with me, or coffee. I'm a coffee girl, but yeah, I try not to do them overly long, just a quick coffee break kind of watch, and I hope I have content that you enjoy watching and perhaps possibly do yourself. It's quite a creative channel here. I got what have I got this week? Some knitting and some crochet this week. I can show you a tiny bit of cross stitch and some purchases and a little... No, I haven't done any painting. No, I thought I had, but I haven't. Don't ask. It's been a funny week. Anyway, this week we had John's birthday, so he wanted a nice quiet day, which we had, but he did want a fish and chip supper. So in the evening we went and got fish and chips, and he thoroughly enjoyed those with a nice glass of champagne of all things. But you've got to have white wine with your fish. I don't have fish, but yeah, he enjoyed his day, and that's all that's important, isn't it? The other day, a couple of days ago, I went to Winchester with my friend Tracy. I did start recording, but it was quite busy. The shops were very mad, and it was quite iffy with the weather, so I didn't quite like getting out my phone and camera. My friend doesn't follow my channel. I don't think she even knows I've got one, to be honest, though I don't know. I do talk about it to her, but I don't think it's twigged. I went to Winchester, and there's Sostrin Gren there. I bought a couple of things, this is my purchases. So there's nothing really yarny or stitchy, but I did buy an origami book from them, and it's got all these lovely papers in it. I just fancied having some origami papers. So that was from Sostrin Gren. There's a nice picture on the back of all the types of papers there. I bought some sewing in labels. They're classed as sewing labels, but they are mentioning knitting. I'll see if I can get those out to show you them, because I haven't even opened them myself yet. I will get to the knitting in a moment. Sorry for any rustling. So in the packets I have 4 little bows, 4 handmade, and 4 handmade with a yarn ball, which I thought would be nice on a blanket. That's one packet, and the other packet has 4 little cherries, 4 with handmade with love and lots of hygge, and 4 a knitted story, which again are good for blankets. So I was pleased to spot those in Sostrin Gren. They were £1.98 each. The pack, the pack of 12. So there's two sets, the one with the cherry and the one with the bow. And the other thing I bought was a soap dish but I want it for a brush rest when my brushes are drying, when I'm doing my watercolours. And I thought that's quite nice because it keeps the bristles nice and pointed. So that's more of a repurpose. So that was my purchases away this week. I didn't buy anything yarny in there. I didn't see anything I really fancied using up, and I've still got all my projects in that bag to get through. So that's my week so far. I hope you've all had a good week too. We did have rain, and it's been quite rainy since. I did put it on a short. It was a lovely wet rain that really sort of just kept coming down, and already the grass is looking more perky. So hoping we might have a bit more. It's overcast today, so there might be some rain up there. It would be a lovely finish to the season if it can actually recover a little bit. Now, I do have 3 finishes this week, and my first one you may notice I'm wearing. Finally, it's the last time you're going to hear about this one. Excuse me. So, this is my Bris vest by Lotta H. Lothgren, and I've been knitting this over the past few weeks. And I'm really, really pleased with the length. There's my waistband up there. And the fit I'm over the moon with. It's got these, it was a stocking stitch plus a pearl row for the edgings. It's got the interesting down the side. Can you see? It's a long stitch, then caught. And I put the 5 buttons on because it worked well. And this yarn is the Dales 50/50 by Helen of Nellie and Eve. And it's a lovely yarn. I could also, I was going to toy with doing the buttons. I was going to sew it closed and then put the buttons on, but I decided actually, because it's a waistcoat, I can wear it open as well over a shirt like that. What do you think? I think that gives another look, don't you? And today it is only 21 degrees, which is absolutely so comfortable to be in. But I have put a little layer on, which is nice. It's great. We're heading towards the cooler weather to wear all our hours and hours of work, isn't it? So this is just the right kind of weight, I think. When I blocked it, the yarn softened and bloomed lovely. It seemed quite thin when I was knitting it, but it's plumped up quite nicely. So I don't think there's anything else I can tell you about it. Oh yeah, the buttons, my stash buttons. I did put a picture up, but it blew all the buttons up and made them all look a bit pale. I have a jar of brown buttons. I have, I think the grandchildren set all the several boxes of buttons I had and set them into colours, and I put them all in jars. So I got the brown jar out, and I have these type of wooden ones in there, but these were a little large, and I managed to find 5 relatively matching ones like this. I did have to afterwards go round the buttonhole with a little bit of stitching. I did like a stem stitch around the buttonhole just to make sure that when the buttons are together on the button through the buttonhole, they stay closed, because as the buttonhole was, they kept coming open, but now they don't, not without a little bit of work anyway. So I think that goes really well with the green, don't you? I have quite a few brown things now. I don't think I need too much more. I don't want my whole wardrobe to be drab brown, but I do think it's a great offset for other natural colours like the greens. So hopefully I haven't got too much in the way of brown in my projects to come bag, but we'll see when we get there, won't we? A second finish I have done this week is something I finished on Wednesday evening, and I haven't blocked it yet. And last time I showed you I was there. And this is my Aldwych Shawl, which is number 4 in the Shawl Society 6 by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. Yeah, I'd only done that much last time I saw you last week, so I cracked on with this one. And you can see there's some lovely little eyelet work in there. Again, in the brown colour. It is blowing out. You can't see the richness of the brown in my camera. But it's in a leftover yarn that I had made my Petite Knit Friday slipover in, and it is King Cole Panache in chestnut. It's a DK. They don't make it anymore, and I had 140 grams left after making the waistcoat last year, and this little shawl weighs 99 grams. So I still have a little bit left, and it's a nice soft woolly yarn. It doesn't itch or anything, but that was a nice little make. Great size. It's a span. A wingspan across. So that now is 4 I've made. My granddaughter has one. I have one there. The first one I made, I think I've put away with some of my other shawls, and then this one. So I finished this Wednesday night. I made an effort to finish this Wednesday night, specifically because on Thursday morning we had the release number 5 of the Shawl Society. So what have I done with that? That was the Aldwych with my coffee stain, Aldwych Shawl, number 4, and number 5 is the London Brick. And I'll just have a look to see if there's she does such, these are literally tick sheets for the pattern, such in-depth patterns. It's really quite lovely actually. There's a nice little picture of it there. It's an asymmetrical, and half is a stripe one way and the other half I think is a slip stitch. And I think there was one more of it being worn and a different colourway. Now, when we had the email a couple of weeks ago, which was just before I went away, the email said we'd need 280 meters of 2 different colour yarns. So while I was in Wales, I managed to find 2 yarns in Bumblebee's Little Embroidery by Shetland there. They same family, different shades, and these each are 280 meters, which is spot on. Now we've got the pattern, it says 320 meters, which is a little bit annoying, but I will do what I did with this one, and that is I will ball them up to 50%, put a little slip knot and locking stitch marker in, so I know I'm at halfway, and then ball up the rest. And then as I'm knitting and I go through all those lovely tick boxes, because she gives the percentages as well, if I get to her 50% before the locking stitch marker, then I know I'm good to go. If I get to the 50% of the yarn before I get to her 50% in the pattern, I can see how many stitches I've got, skip a few and find the same number of stitches on the other side of the pattern, because it's like a long diamond and then it comes back in again, and start the other side of the pattern too. So these should be enough, I hope, but I'm not too sure. She's usually quite generous with her yardages. I had quite a lot left over of all the other 4 so far. So I'm hoping these are 280 meters that will be enough. I was looking at another pattern the other day for some yarn that I want to buy possibly at the Southern Wool Show, and it all gave weights, and weight of yarn isn't a given, because a cotton yarn is so much heavier than a mohair yarn or an alpaca yarn, and meterage or yardage in a yarn, as long as you've got the right weight, is so much more information, isn't it? You can adjust better if you know how many meters are in your skein, or how many meters per ounce. You can work it out from there. So I'm hoping these 2 will be enough. There's some lovely little neps in here, but that one's coming out. So this is the BC Garn Bio Shetland, 280 meters for 50 grams, and the colour is 32 and SH030, and this is quite, there are flecks of colour in it, and this is quite flecked in comparison, but they should match. Oh, with my Bris, I forgot to say, I bought 3 50-gram skeins from Helen, and that's all I've got left. I'll just weigh that for you so you have an idea. There's 10 grams there. So this waistcoat is 140 grams without the buttons. Speaking of weight, you'd have to go to Nellie and Eve to see the meterage of the 50-gram balls and work out how many meters per ounce yard. Oh, yes, gram. Anyway, so that is what I'm hoping to do for the next shawl, which is the number 5 London Brick Shawl by Helen Stewart, which I'm hoping to get on the needles very soon, but obviously I'm going to have to wind this up. I might do it by hand. It's only 50-gram skeins, and I quite enjoy doing a bit of hand winding. I can weigh you when I'm at the 50-gram or halfway 25-gram mark on each of those. So that will be another project on the go. I've managed to keep up with these shawls so far, and I'm quite pleased with that. That's my 2 finishes in knitwear. Now, last week I did show you that I'd started a crochet project, and I have finished that as well. Introducing the Make Me Raw pumpkin. He's a big boy. I bought this as a kit, and the lid comes off, and there's all the yarns I have left over from making this kit. From Make Me Raw, I will put the links down in the description box below. She's got a good Instagram account too. There's this nice little shell edge there which the lid sits into. It is stuffed in such a way that it makes a hollow that you can put trick or treat sweets in, or other ornaments, or just leave it as it is. Put potpourri in it if you like. Anybody still have potpourri? That's the thing of the 90s, 80s and 90s, isn't it? And anyway, this is, let me see. That is 13 inches across. And it is 10 inches tall to there. Now, when I make the base under here, this was supposed to be 8 centimeters and mine is 10. So I thought I was going to be a bit off on gauge, but there's enough yarn. I did run out of this brown here, so I just finished off with one of the ones I had plenty of, and I did run out of this orange here. And again, because they were coming to the edge, I used the same yarn there, and it's the same colour as the lining anyway. It's made in Shawl Katona, so it's a cotton yarn, a bit hard on my hands, but I did little bits now and then between the knitting and anything else I was doing. So I really enjoyed it though, because it's lovely stitches in it. And I showed you last week that I bought a few more of her PDF patterns, not as kits. I bought the Easter egg, which is going to be another great stash buster, the egg. And I've got that big box of Rikarumi cotton yarns that I'm going to use for this, all little mini DKs. I thought there was another one. Was it just the two? Found it. I had the mushrooms and mice, which is going to be my next project, because that and the pumpkin are seasonal. The Easter eggs obviously for next year. Again, the Easter egg has a lift off lid. You can put Easter egg treats in, but this is the one I'm going to do next out of my own stash yarn. And I bought the Arctic Fox Aldwych, which are the Mexican animals that she has a lot of. But these are PDF patterns. So I bought these, printed them off, and I'm going to use that big box I've got in the corner over there of my own cotton DK yarns, the Rikarumis. In fact, there's a few other bits in there. There's some other Shawl Katona and things already in there. So I can use all those, but I'm really pleased with the pumpkin. I have a chest of drawers in one of my spare rooms that it's got big drawers in it that I keep all my pumpkins in. I've got quite a few now, so they'll be coming out soon. It's only a couple of weeks to September, isn't it? So that is my 3 finishes: the waistcoat, the Shawl Society shawl, and this lovely pumpkin, which I'm over the moon with. Okay. Up next will be those mushrooms and mice I'm going to use my things with. I want to move on my other sweaters I have underway. I have the Lorien sweater, which I bought. It's Eleanor Mortensen. I bought this at Unravel in February from Bird Street Yarns, and it's the one with the yarns which is Barricane and Lulworth. Lulworth's the green and Barricane's the blue. And I did show you the yoke I'd finished, but I'd only just started. That's where I'd got to last time. Split for the sleeves, and I'd done that much. I've done a little more. Now on this, they want you to do, I think it's 6 inches under the sleeves before you start this next row of colour work. And as you can see, that's quite short. It's a nice crop, but I don't want it that short, so I think I might do 7 or 8 inches and see how I feel, because I think there's 3 inches of leaves and the finish at the bottom there. So I'm going to carry on with that for another couple of inches, try it on and see how I feel. Those colours aren't quite as green as I like, but it's very difficult when you're using a camera lens, isn't it? And I'm hoping to see another kit I'd like to do at the Southern Wall show, which is over this weekend. I'm on my way there shortly, so I'm going to keep my eye open for either kits, smaller kits, or some project or something. I haven't got anything in mind. I did try looking at something, but nothing said make me yet, because I want to get through some of the things in there. But it's nice for picking up little knickknacks and stuff, isn't it? The other thing I was making that I haven't worked on for a little while is my 3-season cardigan. And this one is by Wool & Pine, I think. Yeah, Wool & Pine. And I have been, I had the sleeves on hold for this. Oh, got bits all over it where it's been just sat, I think. I've done the body and the 2 fronts, the back and the 2 fronts, and I have started the sleeve, and it's exactly where I showed you to last time. So that's another thing I want to get out of the rotation, but I'm down to 2 now. I think if I have 1, maybe 2 garments on the go and lots of little things in between that, I feel so much more comfortable. I don't mind having lots of little whips. It's having 3 or more garment whips I find a little bit uncomfortable to do. Now this yarn is Malabriga worsted in burgundy, and it is, if you couldn't read that, 192 meters and 100 grams. That's 18 stitches, and it's 100% merino. This is a very rusty burgundy, but it is so beautiful and it is so soft to make. So I'm going to pull that one back into the rotation along with the Lorient sweater. So that's 2 garments. I think I'd like to get one finished and then perhaps start something out of my project basket at the back there. I've got some, there's a couple of summer tops in there which I might wait till the new year to start for next year. And there's a couple of more wintry ones. I think there's a slip over, not a waistcoat, a proper slip over, and there's the sweater kit I got from Owning, which I wouldn't mind having because that looks really, really cozy. But I want to finish one of these before I start on another garment, I think. But saying that, last time I did say I have a long-term project, which is a garment. And this is Amy Gunderson's End Times, which is a scrappy project. And a few of you said you wouldn't mind making it along with me because you got scraps. She has quite a lot of scrap projects, but I just love the shape of this. It's quite T-shaped, boxy for slipping over something in the house, even over another sweater. And I have this cone of King Cole Merino blend in French Navy. And I am using up some of my sock scraps because it is a 4-ply, only a few of them in there. I have balled off some off the cone, so it's a little bit more portable, and so far I have done almost finished the 6th one, which is virtually the first block of a particular method of doing this. There's 4 methods for how we put these knit as you go shapes together. So that is 1 and 2, and I'm just about to learn to do 3, which is coming into one already made. And I'm quietly getting on with that with my first thing in the morning coffee, or whatever I'm doing first thing. And that is a long-term project. I'm not in a rush for this one. I've got some other, I've got like the 3 stacking, they're like wire vegetable hanging baskets up there with all my leftover sock yarns in. So there were just a few that I picked out for that, but that will be the long-term one. And other than that, oh, I did do a tiny bit of the cross stitch on my Millie and Merlin mouse. I finished Millie's back and started her front. That is from the kit by Susan Penny, which I'd like to get done for spooky season, which is next on the agenda, obviously. So I hope you liked that brief catch up this week. I haven't really been anywhere exciting to film anything for you, so it's all a bit shortened this week. I hope that's okay. Thank you for everybody who commented on liking the moths. I think quite a few of you are being surprised by the variety and types that we have. We have just over 2,000 different types of moths in the UK, and there are only about 300 butterflies, I think, and everybody notices the butterflies because they're obviously daytime and mostly very, very beautiful. But when you start looking at the moths, you realise how a lot of them are very beautiful too, and I do enjoy doing the moths. Now it's turned cooler, I'm hoping we might get another couple of traps out and perhaps do some more showing to you of the autumn moths, which will be coming out very soon. So I think I've covered everything. If I haven't, I'll obviously catch up with you next week. Hopefully next week I might have moved on a bit on one or two of the sweaters. I might have found another project to start, a smaller one, like I had the smaller one. It's a huge pumpkin. I might find something at the Southern Wool show. Today is Friday and I put this out on Saturday, so when you're watching this I will be at the Southern Wool show. A couple of you said you might come and say hello if you see me, which would be absolutely lovely. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you all again next time with some purchases maybe. I have nothing planned, so we'll see what I can find. So this week, please stay safe. If you've got strange weather like we've been having, stay creative, which is vital for your mental health and well-being, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.